You know that feeling, right? You're in a team meeting where everything just clicks. The ideas are flowing, everyone feels heard, and you walk out of there feeling totally energized. And then there are those other meetings, the ones that just feel stuck, maybe a little tense, and honestly, kind of draining. Well, what if the difference between those two scenarios comes down to tiny, almost invisible signals? Today, we're going to dive into the powerful psychology that can completely transform a team's success. And it all starts with one simple question. So, what is this invisible force? I'll give you a hint. It's not the agenda. It's not even about who's in the room. It's something way deeper. A fundamental principle our brains are hardwired to respond to, often without us even realizing it's happening. We're talking about an unseen group language, and it's built on these little things called micro-interactions. A shared smile across the table, a quick nod of agreement, a slight shift in posture. These tiny signals create this emotional current that runs just beneath the surface of every conversation, and it's quietly shaping everything: trust, empathy, and cooperation. Okay, so at its core, it all boils down to a fundamental human truth. We are absolutely wired for connection. We can't help it. We unconsciously start to mirror the behaviors, the moods, even the attitudes of the people around us. And when you put us in small, collaborative groups of, say, 3 to 6 people, whoa, that effect gets amplified, like big time. Every little gesture and shift in tone sends out a powerful ripple. Now, this isn't just some, warm and fuzzy feeling. There's real science behind this. So let's get into the nitty-gritty of how mirroring works and what researchers call the reciprocity principle. The reciprocity principle, that's the scientific term for this whole mirroring thing. It's basically our brain's natural automatic tendency to sync up with what's happening around us. And the wild part is, this is happening all the time, whether we're aware of it or not. So how does it actually work? Well, it's all thanks to something in our brains called the mirror neuron system. Think of it like this. When you see a teammate smile, your mirror neurons fire up as if you were the one smiling. This creates an immediate subconscious little nudge to reflect that behavior back. It's literally our brains trying to pull us together and get in sync on a neural level. And this process is fast. I mean, staggeringly fast. Get this. Research from Workplace Analytics shows that a whopping 87% of us adjust our speaking pace and tone to match the group's energy within the first 5 minutes of a meeting. We're aligning almost instantly without even giving it a second thought. Okay, so we're all subconsciously mirroring each other. So what? What does that actually do for a team? Well, this is where it gets really, really interesting. Because these tiny nonverbal cues, they become the actual currency of trust and empathy. And the impact is huge, especially for leaders. When they consciously use positive signals, open, welcoming gestures, and an engaged, varied tone of voice, team engagement can absolutely soar by 73%. That is a massive increase, driven entirely by nonverbal cues. But, and this is a big but, the reverse is also true. When a leader signals that they are checked out with a flat tone or crossed arms, participation can take a nosedive by an average of 19%. You can feel the energy just get sucked out of the room. It's a pretty powerful contrast, isn't it? And all of this really just boils down to trust. Trust is that invisible currency that makes any high-performing team go. Every single time you nod in agreement or match a colleague's enthusiasm, you're sending this powerful subconscious message. Hey, I'm with you. I see you. You are literally building psychological safety, one small signal at a time. And yep, the data totally backs this up. Teams that are really good at this emotional back and forth, acknowledging someone's frustration or sharing in their excitement, they report interpersonal trust scores that are 27% higher. It's a direct, measurable impact. Okay, so we've covered the what and the why. Now let's get to the most important part, the how. Let's talk about a practical playbook for any leader who wants to harness this principle to build a way stronger, more collaborative team. So here are 5 strategies you can start using right away. First, match and lead. Don't just force a mood. Sync up with the group's energy first and then gently lead it in a more positive direction. Second, amplify inclusivity. Use open posture and lots of affirming nods to invite the quieter folks into the conversation. Third, echo and validate. Paraphrase people's ideas and reflect their emotions. It shows you're not just hearing, you're listening. Fourth, monitor the group pulse. Keep an eye out for anyone who seems disengaged and adjust your own energy to pull them back in.
And finally, number 5, encourage positive contagion. Celebrate the small wins. Express some gratitude. It inspires everyone else to do the same.
And the impact of all this stuff goes way, way beyond just a single meeting. Mastering these micro interactions creates a powerful ripple effect that can seriously shape the health and success of your entire organization. This chart shows the difference in black and white. Top performing teams, they average almost 3 affirmations, things like positive feedback or just a verbal yup per person per hour. Median teams are getting less than 2. That gap represents a huge difference in positive reinforcement and that feeling of psychological safety. So the long-term benefits are super clear. Teams that get this right, they resolve conflicts faster, they're way more willing to support one another, they collaborate better, even outside of meetings. The whole organization just becomes more agile and resilient. This isn't just about making meetings better, it's about building a culture where positive behaviors become contagious. At the end of the day, it really comes down to this. In a world where connection is the ultimate competitive advantage, it's the smallest signals that often make the biggest difference. Success isn't built on grand gestures. It's built moment by moment, through the simple act of being in sync. So, I'll leave you with this question to chew on. After everything we've covered, what is the one signal, just one, maybe it's your posture, maybe it's your tone, or maybe it's just a simple nod that you will consciously change in your very next team meeting?